Hey guys, Infidel1258 here. In this video, myself and my members only from my YouTube channel talk about what it would look like if we reissued old reward cards. Would that be possible? What if they were slightly different? What if they were soul-bound? What if they required splinter coins that were like a new cryptocurrency within this game that were purchased through SPS or DEC burning? Maybe it would help the flywheel of our economy get going because the desirability of these old amazing reward cards that are no longer available could be available for a limited time, and maybe that would be awesome for the game. I can see some really amazing, exciting benefits that would come out of this, but also some serious downfalls. I hope you'll stick around for this one and hear me out. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Have an amazing day. God bless. Paul Taylor says, yeah, let's just, like old cards like Selenia Sky, old Soulbound could be fine. Yeah, definitely. When I was talking about Selenia, I was really referencing, I was imagining like, what if this window was full of old reward cards? I wasn't so much saying like you could buy betas or alphas or something like that. I was really saying the oldest reward cards could still theoretically be re-released for a limited window. And that might be exciting for people. And they say, man, I missed that one. Like for instance, Ruler of the Seas is an amazing card. What if you could now get it in a soulbound context? It'd be a new card altogether, but it would be a mirror maybe of the asset. Because as far as I understand, the way the blockchain works is that, you know, this asset is essentially, you know, it's got a code, it's got a card ID. That asset is liquid, and it always will be because this card is liquid. That's how the game works. This is an old reward card. What if in this new context of Splintercoins, some old reward cards are reissued? Now, the new reissuance would be soul bound. In that context, you're using Splintercoins, so you're buying soul-bound cards. It would be like a reissuance. Maybe there'd be a cool new skin to it. It would have a new box. It wouldn't, but it would still be a Ruler of the Seas. It just wouldn't be. It wouldn't be this Ruler of the Seas. And there's precedent for this. I'll show you. LOTR, Living Card Game, Aragorn. This is one of my favorite games. I haven't played it in a long while, but it's so good. And it's a card game where you want to collect as many assets as possible in order to maximally experience the universe. So if you know Lord of the Rings, you know, you can experience 3 of the heroes from that lore. And you make a team of 3 and then you build a deck of 50 cards. Those 50 cards are going to be filled with items and spells and allies. And then of those cards, you're going to use them, you're going to deploy them to win. But first you get a team of heroes. One of them is going to be, you know, this is going to be, you're going to pick 3 heroes like this. Aragorn's one of them. And it's got features like Dunedain, Noble, Ranger. He's got 2 willpower, 3 attack, and 2 defense or armor, I mean, and then 5 hit points. And so if you attack me and you do 2 damage, you're going to do 0 because I have 2 armor. And every attacker who attacks me is the same thing. If you got to do, essentially you got to do 3 or more damage to hurt Aragorn. And this is one version of Aragorn. This icon down here means he's a leadership Aragorn. The card art is one way here, and we go over here, and this is a spirit Aragorn, and this is tactics Aragorn. But the point is, the card art changes, some of the features change. Like this, it says down here, each enemy engaged with you gets -1 armor. And there's a response. So that's one feature of this card. That one is different on all of them. And this guy is Sentinel. This guy is Sentinel. But you can see the response is different too. The response is after Aragorn commits to a quest, spend 1 resource from the resource pool to ready him. You don't need to understand what that means, but that's a benefit that he has. And this is still the same character, but it's a totally different action. And this is still the same character, but it's a totally different action. And it depends on which kind of sphere of influence he's fighting within. And I think we could do the same thing theoretically with reissuances of old amazing reward cards that would be super desirable. And it would be DEC and SPS syncs because you want to buy more and more of those Splinter coins in order to access these new cards. Hey guys, limited time only. Ruler of the Seas Soulbound version is going to be released. You want it? Come get it. It's going to have the same stats. It's going to have a totally different artwork. It's going to be soul-bound, meaning you cannot sell it, but you can enjoy it. You can use the utility of it. I can see one major downside to this. I see one gigantic benefit to this argument. I see one tremendous downside to it. Amazing benefit, DC and SPS sync as we buy Splinter coins to seek this amazing card. That's going to be so awesome. That's going to be so awesome. But I see one tremendous downside to it. And it's you would be undermining the value of the existing card, right? Necessarily. Even if this is saleable, tradable, rentable, whereas the soulbound isn't, the soulbound satisfies the utility desire of this card. And that would then mean there's less reason to buy this card. And that would be a detriment to the price. So we'd have to navigate that. We'd have to weigh that pro versus con. But I'd be interested in it. I'd be super interested because of the mechanic that it would bring around burning SPS and DC. What do you guys think about that? Some of you guys, Paul owns a lot of old cards. What would you say about that, Paul? Paul says, I would not do that with old reward cards. Start that with soulbounds. If you reissue a Ruler of the Seas, ooh, yeah. Yeah. Paul, I think that on further consideration, I think you're right. Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool. And it would drive the wheel of, SPS burning, but it would be so annoying to have some card you've earned, you maybe bought for hundreds of dollars, and then the value gets eroded by a reissuance of the same thing. You're right. If you're on Series 5 of Soulbounds, then you would be able to buy the Splintercoins Series of 1 Soulbound and maybe have them get a little more expensive the older they are. Yeah, I think that's cool. And maybe Series 1 would have X amount percentage bonus for rewards when you're playing, and Series 5 would have a different reward for playing. Yeah, and Bobby agrees. Hopefully they won't reissue any of the cards currently issued. Soulbound thing would only make sense with new issues. Otherwise, I can't do... Baby. Careful, babe. The Soulbound thing would only make sense with new issues. Otherwise, I can't do what I want with what I've already bought and paid for. Yeah,